What's up? We're going to talk about how you can remove a collection off of your credit reports within 1 to 2 weeks without doing a fraudulent CFPB complaint report, which a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube creators are telling people to go out there and do that. I'm here to tell you that the CFPB is not in the business of credit repair anymore. The CFPB is not in the business of helping people who have items that they want to dispute on their credit reports. They're not in the business of doing that. Don't believe me? Test it. Don't believe what Steve is telling you. Just go and do it, and you will get the letter back saying it's verified, and you need to call the creditor and try to work out some type of resolution. Don't believe me? Test it. CFPB is in the business of going after big companies and getting multi-million-dollar and billion-dollar lawsuits. They are not in the business of helping individuals dispute their negative credit that they believe is inaccurately showing, and the furnisher is not following the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Don't believe me? Do it yourselves. But if you've been watching my videos, you've watched what I've told you to do over the years. Some of the times it takes a while to get validated on stuff that you tell people to do, because I don't tell people to do it. I suggest that people do it. And this method that I've utilized, we've had this with the credit repair shop for going on about to be 20 years. We've always used this process, so I'm going to tell you how you can remove a collection from your credit reports within 1 to 2 weeks. And some of the times, yes, it might take a little bit longer. So I'm not going to try to clickbait you on it, but I'm going to show you how you will be dealing directly with the company that placed that information on your credit reports and the back and forth that you need to prepare yourself to be going through. And I know and I appreciate that you watch my videos because you want concrete solutions. You want something that you can take, utilize. Some of you want a quick fix, but you know deep down inside it's going to take some work. And we all know that when you put some hard work into something, it makes it stronger. It gives you a chance to learn something about what you're doing, and you're going to appreciate it a lot more. And I'm not here trying to sell you anything. That's one of the things that I get some comments and people will be like, well, Steve, you're trying to sell something to us. And I'm like, I'm not here to try to sell you something. I'm not here to try to convince you to do anything. I'm trying to give you the information so you can move forward in your life, because you know you want to have a better lifestyle. You want to be able to protect your money. You want to be able to have good credit. You want to be able to protect that credit. You don't want no surprises in your life. You don't want any surprises in your life. I know this. I do know that, because I don't want no surprises in my life. I had a huge surprise that happened to me last week that actually helped me put what I'm going to be teaching you in this video into action. And no, my credit didn't get messed up. But I lost my Facebook account to a hacker, and I think that Facebook account is gone forever. So I want you to imagine how you would feel if your Facebook account, if you care about Facebook, some people don't, but and I really use Facebook for my business, and I used it to just stay in contact with my family members. I never really posted too much stuff on there anyways, but there was a lot of stuff that my family from all over the country would post, and they would just kind of keep me up to date with what's going on with the family, and I appreciate that. But my account was hacked, and Facebook has done nothing to help me. CFPB has done nothing to help me, even though I was more than about $50,000 was at risk, but I was able to get that back. And then State Attorney Generals for Wisconsin got a letter back. They can't do nothing. State Attorney General for State of California can't do nothing. Wrote to Meta, won't do nothing. It's crazy. And I don't want to, well, no, I do need to say this because I want you to protect yourself. What am I thinking? I want you to protect yourself right now. This is exactly what hackers are doing, and Facebook has not done nothing about this. And we're going to talk about how to get that collection off your credit report, but this is important. I want to share this. Hopefully, I'm going to be on the news in my area. They're going to come to my office and interview me about this because this is something that needs to be told to people who care about their Facebook accounts. What hackers are doing. And Facebook cannot do anything about this. It's unbelievable, but they cannot do anything about this. What hackers are doing is they are utilizing the Authenticator app. So what they'll do is when they hack into your account, they'll attach your account to their Authenticator app on their cell phone. And so what happens what will happen with that is every time you try to log in, even when Facebook sends you a link to try to get your account reset, get back in there, change passwords, secure it, all of that stuff, it won't work because it's going to continually send it to that hacker's phone. Continually send it to the hacker's phone. To the hacker, if you happen to have been one of my subscribers or viewers, you better not be one of my subscribers. There's always people that with people who have resources, there's always people that and there's always people that are willing to take care of things to get some stuff done. So for the hacker, I wish the best for you, and I'll leave it at that. Another crazy thing is that the hackers' information for the login, it gave their address to their home. Would you believe that? So you try to do it the regular route, and I guess law enforcement takes their time on doing stuff, but maybe it might be a knock at their door. We don't know who might knock at that door. Who could knock at the hacker's door? We don't know that yet. So let's get to it. I've noticed from the comments, I've noticed from people contacted me, and even, this is crazy, even when we've helped clients where we told them, hey, you need to just go ahead and you were a victim of ID theft, you need to fill out the information on the CFPB website because you were truly a victim of ID theft, and I'm pretty sure that they would help you take care of this, that they would contact the company. What people are getting back, they're getting letters back from the CFPB saying, we need you to contact the creditor or the collector and take care of this stuff and try to work something out. Here's their information. They are not removing it off of the credit reports. They're not in the business of removing it off the credit reports anymore. They went through that during COVID and all of that, and people doing fraudulent requests and all of that. Just like with anything, companies will catch up. They're going to be like, hey, CFPB, you're just making us do stuff. We don't even have any due process with any of this stuff. You're just demanding. CFPB changed it around. Their guidance now, first step, get with the company and try to work something out. So what we've always done with the credit repair shop, this is part of our credit repair process, and this is what I'm telling you that you should do if you're trying to work on your credit, or if you're just trying to get a collection that has just been bugging you, that is just tearing your credit up, and you need to do something to get that information removed off your credit reports. Is what you need to do is get you should already have your credit reports, and you should have the address to that furnisher meaning who put that information on your credit report, that collection. And you need to put together a certified debt validation letter that is going to specifically ask them questions. And don't worry, I'm going to give you that letter at the end of the video, but it needs to specifically ask them questions about the information that they placed on the report, but also the information that they use to justify putting the information on your credit reports. You're going to want to see what they're going to come back with. When we do this process, most of the times we get action within 1 to 2 weeks. Most of the time, understanding that these companies are buying millions of accounts, thousands of accounts, millions of accounts, billions of dollars worth of accounts, and they don't have, like, I mean, just imagine if you're a debt collector, let's just say you buy 10,000 accounts, and you get 10,000 debt validations in the mail. Say you even get 1,000 debt validations in the mail. And, it's going to take time to get that stuff sorted through, get the documents, put everything together, and send it out. Now, I know what you're already thinking. You're saying, Steve, they got 30 days and this and that and all that. Yes, that is true. But we're talking about removing that information off your credit reports. We're talking about making them understand that you are going to stay on them until they get you the information to justify it. And even if they get you the information to justify and the justification is for them to justify putting it on your reports, what they feel justifies it. That doesn't mean that it's justified information to really have put it on your credit reports. We just want to see what they're going to come back with. And once you review that information, then you make your next step is to take another step after reviewing that information and to challenge them on that information. But yet, they're supposed to do all of that stuff within 30 to 45 days. A lot of the times, they don't do it. And that's the point that I want to get across. And that's where people start to get upset, get emotional, like this stuff don't work, CFPB don't care, it's just not going to work for me. And what I'm telling you is what you need to do is you need to do a certified debt validation directly to the furnisher. Even if it's an original creditor, do it directly to them. They're going to have justifiable documentation about why they have the information on there, but it may not be justified with the balance that they're showing. And then the next step would be, if they still own the account, then what do you think the next step is going to be? I'm going to see if people have been doing their homework, watching my videos. If you have a charge off on your credit reports and it's sitting there, and you send the information to the original creditor, that, remember, what they're going to do is they're going to just say, you had this account, this is the amount. They might even tell you this is the amount after the fees and all that stuff. What we're trying to find out is, what are you doing with the account? Do you still maintain the account, or did you sell the account? Because if they send back a letter saying that they sold the account, what is the next thing that I tell you to do? Which would get that charge off removed off your credit report. What do I tell you to do? So you saw step one, you got the furnisher information, which is the original creditor. You sent it to them. They sent back to you all the documentation, and maybe they did, or maybe they didn't. They told you that the account was sold. If they didn't tell you that the account was sold, then you know that you're going to have to deal with them to try to resolve that, so you can get that marked paid for less, or whatever you do with the settlement. And then you can work on getting it removed. If they sold the account, the next thing that you need to do is send them a certified letter stating that they are reporting that the information on your credit report inaccurate, and they need to state on there that it was paid for less, or they can choose to remove the account off your credit reports. It will happen. Don't believe me, just test it, and as you get the information, review it, and you will start to see for yourself what you need to say off of what they say to you. You will see it. So don't believe me, just do the actions. Just do the actions. Now, if you're dealing with a collection agency, you do a certified debt validation directly to them, and you're going to want to get the documentation that they believe justifies them putting their information on your credit report as a collection. You're going to review that information, and then you're going to challenge based off of what they put in that response. Now, the normal response they're going to have is that we purchased the debt from so-and-so original creditor, and this is the amount. Okay. Now, that's what they're going to send back to you. Okay, well, did they send a contract? A bill of sale showing that they purchased that debt? Did that bill of sale have your name on it? Did that bill of sale show that it was sold to them, or was it sold to another debt collector or portfolio company and then it was sold to them? Did any of those companies that have your private information send you anything stating what this account, what they were doing with this account? Did you get any documents that didn't coincide where you got a collection letter from maybe the original creditor and then you got another collection letter from the debt collection company within months of each other or at the same time? Everybody's situation is different, but to kind of boil it down, what you're going to do is you got to get the ball rolling. And the way to get the ball rolling, if you're dealing with it with a debt collection company, is to send out that certified debt validation letter, let them respond, comb through and look at what's available for you to be able to challenge that collection. And you don't need to feel bad or upset about that, because they purchased that debt for pennies on the dollar. They take the risk on being able to collect it or not being able to collect it. And if you challenge them on that documentation that they present to you, it's going to either get it removed with a letter that's going to say that they're going to cease collection on that debt, or they might say, approach you and say, hey, you owe $10,000. Maybe we'll settle it for a couple of $1,000s. And that is up to you if you want to do that, to just say, hey, if it's going to be done and over with, you remove it off my credit reports, I'm fine. Let's just move forward so I can move forward. And that's your own personal decision that you want to make. I'm just trying to get you into the position of, number one, being able to get the information and learn something about that. It's not always about the item and stuff that you did. It's about them being able to prove the information that they have it on your credit report in the way that they are stating it. According to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, things on your credit information on your credit report about you must be fair, accurate, 100% fair, and it must show 100% accurate. It must show in a fair way about you, and it must not do anything to, lack of a better word, besmirch your character. And that could be with ID theft, with saying, hey, this is his account and it's not your account. So read the Fair Credit Reporting Act, do your homework, look at it, and you will see that the way that the terms are used on unfair, inaccurate, character, those could be interpreted in a way that you can utilize with the backing of the Fair Credit Reporting Act to be able to challenge original creditors and debt collectors with your information. Everything is up for interpretation, and the way that you respond to them, the way that they respond back to you, you will start to see that the doors will open on either getting the information removed, which would be the ultimate thing that you want to do, or coming up with a fair settlement so you can be able to move forward. They be able to move forward and they can deal with other people that they're trying to collect money from. All right. If you need help with your credit, please visit thecreditrepairshop.com. and you will be able to see exactly what we can do for you. Due to the TSR, telemarketing sales rule, I've added this to my video. Credit repair companies under the telemarketing sales rule and CROA, which is the Credit Services Organization Act, we are not allowed to speak to you until you become a customer. It does not cost you anything to become a customer. As a matter of fact, when you become a customer with the Credit Repair Shop and you follow through with the process to getting started, I'm going to get you this book, The Real Credit Secrets, everything you need to know about credit. Everything you need to know about credit so you don't make the same mistakes that you've made in the past. And but once you become a client, you sign the agreement, which is a month-to-month agreement. We can call you, get to know you, and you'll have it's just back to normal. This is just the rule. CFPB made this rule, and we're gonna stand by the rule. And I think that it's gonna be better for all of us, because whatever you see on the website, what you see on our sales pages, is exactly what you will get. So there's no misunderstanding. What you see is what you get. There is no outside call or communication that's going to say something that I didn't authorize to be said. No, we're not in any trouble with anyone. Some people thought that we were in trouble with something. No, we're not in trouble with anyone. Still out there getting excellent results for our customers. If you need your credit reports and scores, because everything starts with your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. Because that's where it starts. You're going to need those addresses, and on the reports that we utilize, it gives you the furnisher address. It's very important. And if you send out to a furnisher, here's another strategy that I'm going to tell you about, which some people would get frustrated about until we would tell them, hey, that's a good thing, is if you have a furnisher's information, remember, the furnisher address is who placed that information on your credit reports. For a company to be able to place information on their credit reports, the credit reporting agencies send out auditors to make sure that the address is real. They don't want anyone setting up a fake business and putting stuff on people's credit reports. So they will send someone out and be like, hey, yeah, that's real business. That's real business. They're going to do a site check on that business. And if that address is inaccurate, and you send out that debt validation certified, you get it back, and it's an inaccurate address, they are in violation of the terms of even being able to put information on individuals' credit reports. So when you get that return label, when you get that return mail back, don't get frustrated. You package that up, you take a copy of it, keep that, and you send that to the bureaus and you tell them straight up, this is an unauthorized entry onto your credit. The furnisher does not have a verifiable address, and that information will get removed. We do that all day here at the Credit Repair Shop, and our clients will get frustrated. They'll think that it was sent to the wrong address. Oh man, it's taking longer. That's part of the process, and that stuff happens. But just think about it. That location was verified, and if they change that location without notifying the bureaus, they are in violation of their terms of being able to put information on your credit reports. All right, now if you have debt collectors coming after you, I'm going to give you the letters that you can utilize to do a certified debt validation to the collection accounts. Go to my website. The link is below here. There's 3 different letters that I give you for free, but I do ask for a donation on them. And I appreciate people when you do give a donation on them, because it helps me monetize my time for being here. We have our debt statute of limitations letter for debt that is past the legal statute of limitations to collect. They cannot collect legally, take you to court, or anything on a debt that's past legal statute of limitations according to the laws in your state. Statute of limitations starts from the last payment date that you made with the original creditor. That's when the statute of limitations clock starts to tick. So if it's past the legal statute of limitation, you don't have to pay it legally. You might feel that you have a moral obligation to pay. Cease and desist collection activities letter, that's the one I want you to send directly first, certified. You could potentially stop the debt collector from doing anything based on that letter. And then a debt validation letter for the back and forth, because they're going to respond to you, and you're going to need to be able to have that back and forth with the debt collector. So thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of the CreditRepairShop.com.